0-3. We remain winless on the season. The only other team in the NFL that has not won a game so far is the fucking Texans, and they are complete trash. I swear, it's almost like a joke at this point. How the hell do you have so much talent on both sides of the ball and still fucking suck week in and week out? And I am sorry, but I do not want to hear any of the bullshit excuses of, it's a new coach, it's a new scheme, he has new players all around him. Everybody just needs to sit back and relax. Are you fucking new to being a Raider fan? It's the same exact shit year in and year out. It's always a new coach. It's always a new system. It's always the same bullshit year in and year out. And I'm so fucking fed up right now. And I sure as shit am done making excuses for this team. Derek Carr sucked today. Once again, his accuracy is gone. I don't know what the hell happened to it. I don't know what's going on in that dude's head, but he needs to get that shit together. Then we got receivers just having balls bounce straight off their damn faces. Complete miscommunications throughout the offensive side of the ball, with receivers running the same routes as each other, trying to grab passes that aren't meant for them. And really, I don't even blame him for that, because DC's throwing the ball so fucking far behind his receivers, there's no telling who it's supposed to go to. I saw a few passes in this game where it just landed in the middle of the field, and it wasn't even like he was trying to throw it away. That shit was just landing in the open grass. But what are he supposed to do? Start Stidham? He needs to get his shit together, and he needs to do it quickly, because we are running out of time. We play the Broncos at home next week, then we're on the road against the Chiefs. Those are two matchups that are going to be tough as shit, and we need both of those wins if we're going to have any chance at salvaging this season. But if we can't figure out what the hell we're doing in the red zone, and I don't know how Derek Carr has not figured out how to put the fucking ball in the end zone at this point in your career when you get into the red zone. Field goals do not win games. This is complete bullshit, and we have been down this road for the past few years. I used to blame Gruden for it constantly. The dude can't finish on the fucking long drives. And now I'm not going to sit here and blame McDaniels. The obvious thing is that Derek Carr cannot finish in the red zone. And y'all know I have had his back forever, but I am done. I am sick of fucking losing, especially when we have the talent that we do have. There are plays where he looks legitimately just lost. Stop trying to be a people pleaser and doing everything your coach says and take control of this fucking team before it's too late. Your ass is going to be out of a job before you know it. I guess we got to give some props to Mack Hollins, because the dude played one hell of a game. 8 catches for 158 and a touchdown is completely awesome for him, and it's great to see him be a valued piece to this offense, but it doesn't mean shit, because much like Devontae's first game, we still fucking lost. The Titans came out in the first half and whipped our ass. They dropped 24 on us. Derrick Henry was running through our defense like we weren't even there, and then when he wasn't running, he was catching passes out of the backfield and making our linebackers look like fucking jokes. And then as soon as we'd start to press the box, Tannehill would make our secondary look terrible. But then at halftime, we made some serious adjustments on the defensive side of the ball, and we ended up coming out. We held them scoreless the entire second half. And what did our offense do for us? Here's a couple field goals for you. Oh, maybe we're going to fight back in. It's going to be Derek Carr's last second drive, and then he gets in the house, Mack Hollins, and everybody's like, holy shit, we had a chance to actually tie this thing. What does he do? He throws it 3 yards behind fucking Waller in the end zone instead of throwing it up by the goalpost. They end up almost picking it, and the game's fucking over. And I'm sorry, but I have to mention this once again for the third straight week in a row. Chandler Jones was fucking gone. Completely absent from this game yet again. Max Crosby is literally doing everything on that defensive line. At this point, I would no shit rather see Farrell on the other end of that line than see Chandler Jones, because he brings absolutely nothing to this team. Just shows up week in and week out to collect his paycheck. The same exact shit that other vet players have done to the Raiders over the past 15 years. Get your big contract, show up, get your money, and not do a damn thing on the field. But the main problem that is facing this team is completely on the offensive side of the ball, and it blows my fucking mind. You legitimately have the #1 receiver in football, one of the best tight ends in football, one of the best slot receivers in football, one of the best running backs in football. How are you not getting this shit done? Josh Jacobs is not getting the ball enough. That is a huge, huge factor in our losses. And the shit part is he was playing a great game. He was averaging 5 yards a carry. But he only got 13 carries, and then he ended up catching 5 passes out of the backfield. The dude was on fire today, and we just did not keep feeding him the ball for some reason. For some reason, we were trying to force that shit in the triple coverage in the back of the end zone. Just hand the fucking ball off and let him do his job. If we don't figure this shit out and we end up losing to Denver, you can pretty much write this season off as of week 4. How the fuck did it come to this point? I am lost. I am completely lost. I legitimately had such high hopes for this season just to be completely shit on by this team once again. How do you salvage this? What can we actually do? Please let me know. Hit me up because I am scratching my fucking head because I seriously think that we might be completely done already. And no, I'm not jumping ship, so save your bullshit. I'm riding with this team until the day I fucking die. I've been with them for the past 30 years. You either fix that offensive line and give Derek Carr some level of comfort when he's sitting in the pocket and give him somebody on that right side that he actually trusts, or it's going to be a shit show for the remainder of the year. You have $10 million. Pull the trigger and make that shit happen. Because as it stands right now, this team's a fucking joke. And when we inevitably miss the playoffs, you're going to see Derek Carr gone off this team. You're going to see a bunch of other players shuffled around. And you're going to have a new quarterback coming in to learn a new system. And it's going to be the same bullshit that we've had for the past 20 years. So fucking done right now. We got 1 week to put this shit together. I'm out, nation.